It depends. Calgary's real estate market update for the month of November. So whether you're buying, selling, or simply watching market trends, here's a concise breakdown of what's happening in every major home category across the city and the surrounding areas. And so in Calgary, let's start with the big picture here. October sales reached 1,885 homes in Calgary. That's down 13% from last year. But with 6,471 active listings, buyers still have options. But we got to be careful on what categories those are. The current benchmark price for residential homes is $568,000, reflecting a 4% year-over-year price drop. The overall market is balanced with about 3.5 months of supply on hand. But let's dig deeper. Detached homes remained the most resilient segment. Sales hit 1,012 units for the month of October, and the benchmark price is $744,000. That's down 1% from last year. Our inventory sits at 2,913 listings with about, let's say under 3 months of supply. That's still creating a steady market, and the price trends vary. Some in the central communities saw a small gain in prices, believe it or not, but northeast districts experienced declines of over 5%. So for semi-detached homes, that's 186 sales last month with a benchmark price of $683,000, and that's actually up 1% compared to last year. There are about 613 available homes, and these properties see just over 3 months of supply as well, meaning buyers and sellers are negotiating on relatively even ground. So remember, I said it really depends. Next, we're going to dig into row houses and townhomes, and they faced a bit of a more difficult month. There was only 275 units sold, which is a 22% decline year over year. Our inventory reached a record high for October of 1,054 homes, pushing months of supply to around 4 months. The benchmark price fell to $431,000. That's down 6% a year over last year. So most of these declines were seen again in the northeast and north quadrant of the city for the districts. Now we're going to dig into apartment condos, and for buyers, this remains a really strong opportunity. There was only 412 sales in October. That's a 26% drop from last year. There's nearly 5 months of supply, and inventory remains high at 1,891 units. The benchmark price is $318,000. That's 7% less than last year. So let's go back to the northeast and the southeast districts. They saw the largest year-to-date price declines. That means that's where the deals are. So let's shifting our focus to the markets outside of Calgary, starting with Airdrie. Airdrie's resale market faced a cool down. 136 properties sold. That's up 10% from last year, but there's new heavy listings that are keeping the inventory high at 535 homes. That's nearly 4 months of supply. Prices have softened with a benchmark price of $520,000. That's down almost 5% from last October. Supply from both resale and new homes have kept choices abundant for buyers. So turning to the west, let's look at Cochrane sales. They've improved with 73 deals closed in October. Inventory sits at 310 homes, making just over 4 months of supply, which is up from historic lows in recent years. The benchmark price is $585,000. That's rising 2.5% compared to last year. Yes, believe it or not. New listings have eased, which should help prevent further inventory buildup, and notable share of recently built homes are hitting the resale market. Heading over to Okotoks, we saw 45 homes sold in October amidst a surge of new listings, which finally nudged inventory up to 137 properties. The months of supply is just over 3 months, but underlying number resale activity dropped compared to new listing growth. The benchmark price held steady at $618,000, consistent year over year, with modest improvement for all those homes. So let's finish off with Chestermere. There were 43 home sales with inventory rising to 258 homes, putting the months of supply elevated at 6 months. The benchmark price sits at almost 700,000, and that's supply year over year. But demand dynamics favor buyers now. So that gives you a bit of rundown as to what's happening here in Calgary and the surrounding areas. If you'd like to do a deeper dive, specifically on communities for the lifestyle that fits you, or you'd like to know what is specifically happening for sales performance in those communities, feel free to send me a DM. And if you'd like to schedule an appointment, give us a call, 403-809-3523. Enjoy your fall season.